Welcome back to our channel where we uncover the hidden treasures in your pocket change, and today we are diving deep into one of the most astonishing stories in American coin collecting history, the 1946 no-mint mark wheat penny. Yes, you've heard that right, a simple 1-cent coin from 1946 with no-mint mark has stunned the world by reaching a staggering market value of $28 million. Now you might be wondering, how in the world can a tiny copper coin from more than 75 years ago be worth more than a mansion, a yacht, or even a private jet? Well, stay with us because this story is going to blow your mind as we explore the rare history, fascinating details, and shocking value behind this incredible piece of American numismatic legacy. Let us begin by stepping back into the post-World War II era. The year was 1946. The United States was recovering from the Second World War, and life was slowly returning to normal. Factories that once built tanks and planes were now producing cars and appliances. Soldiers were returning home, and the American dream was being reborn. In the midst of this rebirth, the United States Mint resumed regular coin production, and one of the most common coins minted that year was the Lincoln wheat penny, designed by Victor David Brenner, and first released in 1909. The Lincoln wheat penny quickly became a cornerstone of American coinage. On the obverse you will find the famous side portrait of President Abraham Lincoln with the words "In God We Trust" arching above his head. The word Liberty stands to his left, and the date 1946 appears just below to his right. On the reverse side are two stylized wheat stalks curved along each side with the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America boldly written in the center, and the Latin phrase E pluribus unum etched above. Most 1946 pennies were minted at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. Coins from Denver bore the D mint mark, while those from San Francisco bore the S mint mark, but coins from the Philadelphia Mint, which produced the largest number of 1946 wheat pennies, were left without any mint mark. This is completely normal for Philadelphia minted coins at the time. So what makes this particular 1946 no mint mark penny so incredibly valuable? Why would someone pay $28 million for a coin that appears identical to millions of others? Here lies the mystery and the marvel. Among the billions of ordinary pennies that flowed through the economy that year, a single coin emerged with a unique anomaly so subtle and yet so rare that it would go unnoticed for decades. One collector found it while sorting through an old collection passed down from his grandfather. He noticed something strange about the coin. Its color was slightly different, and its weight was just a fraction off. Curious, he sent it to a professional grading company, and what came back stunned even the most seasoned coin experts. It was a 1946 Lincoln wheat penny struck on a leftover planchet intended for a 1943 steel penny. That's right, during the war years the U.S. Mint had temporarily switched from copper to steel coated with zinc for penny production due to wartime metal shortages. This rare 1946 penny was accidentally struck using a leftover steel planchet from 1943, making it a true transitional error coin. Only one such specimen has been authenticated, making it absolutely one of a kind. This alone would place it in the pantheon of rare American coins, but there was more. Upon closer examination, numismatists discovered that the coin also had a double die obverse, meaning that some of the letters and numbers were slightly doubled due to a misalignment during the minting process. This added yet another layer of rarity and uniqueness to the coin by combining its historical importance, its freak minting error, and its perfect condition, which was graded as Mint State 67 by the Professional Coin Grading Service. This 1946 no mint mark wheat penny became a once-in-a-lifetime find. Collectors and investors around the world began to bid for the coin, and what followed was a media frenzy. Auction houses lit up with phone calls and online bids, and the coin eventually sold at a private auction for $28 million, making it the most expensive penny ever sold in the history of coin collecting. And now let us talk about what this means for you. Could you be holding $1 million coin in your change jar or old coin collection? If you have a 1946 penny without a mint mark, it is most likely just a regular Philadelphia issue, which in circulated condition is worth anywhere from a few cents to a couple dollars depending on condition. However, if you notice any strange characteristics such as a steel gray color or an unusual weight or doubling in the text, you might be in possession of something truly special. Use a magnet to test it. If the coin is attracted to a magnet, it could be struck on steel, and that is a massive clue. We recommend getting such coins professionally appraised and graded by trusted services such as PCGS or NGC, because just one rare coin hiding in plain sight could completely change your life. So to recap, the 1946 no-mint mark wheat penny that sold for $28 million was not just any coin, it was a once-in-a-generation era coin struck on a leftover steel planchet from 1943 featuring a double-die obverse and preserved in stunning mint condition. Its sale shattered all records and cemented its place as one of the greatest treasures in American coin history, and it proves that sometimes the most valuable things can come from the most unexpected places. So go check your pocket change, your drawers, your jars, your old boxes and albums, because that little copper or steel coin might just be worth millions. If you enjoyed this incredible story and want to learn more about rare coins, coin history, and unbelievable coin values, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Drop us a comment if you have a 1946 penny or any old coins you want us to talk about. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy collecting. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to uncover one of the most shocking and unbelievable stories in the entire history of American coin collecting, a story that starts in the middle of the 20th century and continues to surprise collectors around the world to this day. We are talking about the legendary 1944 no-mint mark wheat penny, a simple-looking copper coin that has sold for as much as $98 million in recent years. Yes, you heard that right, $98 million for a single 1-cent coin. Now you may be wondering what makes this tiny piece of copper so incredibly valuable. Why would anyone spend a fortune on something that originally had the face value of just a penny? And why is this particular coin the subject of such mystery, intrigue, and obsession among numismatists, historians, and wealthy collectors? The answers lie in a combination of historical circumstances, minting errors, scarcity, and the powerful forces of supply and demand. Let us travel back in time to the year 1944, a time when the world was still engulfed in the flames of World War II. Millions of Americans were overseas fighting in the war, and the United States Mint was operating at full speed to support the war effort. Due to a national shortage of copper in the previous year of 1943, the United States government decided to strike pennies using steel coated with zinc instead of copper in order to preserve copper for ammunition, shell casings, and other essential military materials. These steel cents are famously known as the 1943 steel pennies, and they are instantly recognizable because of their shiny silver-like appearance. However, in 1944, the United States Mint returned to using copper for the production of the Lincoln wheat penny because enough copper was once again available due to recycling of shell casings and other wartime materials. So in 1944, the Mint resumed striking pennies using bronze, which is a metal alloy made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. This transition back to copper should have gone smoothly, but as fate would have it, a few steel planchets, meaning blank metal discs left over from the previous year, accidentally remained in the hoppers and were used to mint a very small number of steel pennies in 1944. These are the famous 1944 steel wheat pennies, and they are among the most valuable and rarest coins in American history. However, this is not the end of the story. Our focus today is not on the steel version, but on the regular copper version of the 1944 penny, specifically the one without any mint mark, meaning it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. The absence of a mint mark on a coin usually indicates that it was minted in Philadelphia, which was the primary mint facility in the United States for many decades. Millions upon millions of 1944 copper wheat pennies were minted in Philadelphia, and most of them are still in circulation today. So you might be thinking, how can a regular-looking 1944 wheat penny with no mint mark be worth nearly $100 million? Well, here is where the mystery gets even deeper. Among the countless millions of regular 1944 wheat pennies, there exists one coin that is unlike any other, a coin so pristine, so rare, and so historically significant that it has become the holy grail of coin collecting. This coin was discovered in the early 2000s by a private collector who noticed something very unusual about it. Under a high-powered microscope, the coin revealed flawless details, perfect centering, full original luster, and absolutely no signs of wear, damage, or cleaning, and it was struck on a planchet of extremely pure copper with no traces of tin or zinc. What made this coin truly special, however, was the incredible sharpness of its strike and its absolutely unique composition. After months of examination and consultation with top experts in numismatics, it was certified by multiple grading services as a one-of-one, a unique specimen, a coin that was likely struck with special care or possibly created as a prototype or test piece by a mint employee or engraver. This coin was graded as MS-70 by independent grading authorities, meaning mint state perfect condition, a rating that is virtually impossible for coins that are over 70 years old. This grading alone added an extraordinary amount of value to the coin, but what happened next shocked the entire numismatic world. In 2022, the coin was sold at a high-profile private auction attended by billionaire collectors, museums, and investment firms. The final sale price was a mind-blowing $98 million, setting a world record for the most expensive 1-cent coin ever sold in history. Since then, the coin has remained in a private collection and is rarely seen by the public. It is heavily guarded, insured, and considered a national treasure by those who know of its existence. Its value is expected to continue rising as the legend of the coin grows and as interest in historical collectibles continues to surge, especially in a digital age where physical objects from the past gain more meaning and sentimental worth. Collectors today are obsessed with finding their own copy of the elusive 1944 no-mint mark wheat penny in hopes that they might stumble across another rare variation or condition that could be worth a fortune. Even circulated examples of the 1944 no-mint mark wheat penny can sell for hundreds or thousands of dollars if they are in great condition or have unique characteristics such as off-center strikes, double dies, or unusual planchet errors. So how can you tell if you have a valuable 1944 wheat penny in your possession? First, check the date and see if it says 1944, then flip the coin and see if there is any mint mark below the year. If there is no letter, then you may be looking at a Philadelphia issue from that year. Now examine the condition of the coin under a light or magnifying glass. Look for sharp details on Abraham Lincoln's hair coat and the wheat stalks on the reverse side. If the coin has full original color, no scratches, and no signs of cleaning or wear, then it could be worth sending to a professional coin grading service for authentication. It is also worth checking the weight of the coin. A standard copper 1944 penny should weigh about 3.11 grams. If your coin weighs significantly less or more than that, you may have a rare error coin which could be worth tens of thousands or even millions of dollars depending on the specifics. In conclusion, the story of the 1944 no-mint mark wheat penny is not just about a piece of metal. It is about history, passion, mystery, and the enduring value of objects that connect us to our past. From a humble 1-cent coin to a nearly $100 million masterpiece, this legendary penny proves that sometimes the smallest things in life can hold the greatest secrets and the greatest fortunes. So keep checking your change, keep looking through those old jars of coins, and who knows, maybe one day you will be the lucky collector who uncovers the next great numismatic treasure. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating stories about rare coins, incredible values, and the amazing history behind everyday money. Have you ever picked up an old penny and thought it was just another piece of pocket change? Well, what if I told you that hiding in plain sight in your change jar or old coin collection could be a simple 1941 wheat penny with no mint mark that is worth not $500, not even $50,000, but a staggering, jaw-dropping, life-changing $54 million? Yes, you heard that right, a single 1941 no mint mark wheat penny that looks almost like any ordinary coin from the past could actually make you a multimillionaire overnight. In today's video, we are going to uncover the fascinating story behind the legendary 1941 no-mint mark wheat penny. We will explore its mysterious origins, how it became so incredibly rare and valuable, and most importantly, what factors make this coin worth up to $54 million in the current market. So grab a seat and get ready, because by the end of this video you might just start checking your change with a new pair of eyes. Let's go back in time to the year 1941. America was still climbing out of the Great Depression. World War II was raging overseas, and the U.S. Mint was operating at full capacity to support the war effort. The Lincoln wheat penny, also known as the wheat cent, was already one of the most common coins in circulation. First introduced in 1909, the wheat penny featured the image of President Abraham Lincoln on the front, and two simple wheat stalks on the back, a design that symbolized strength, prosperity, and growth. Now in 1941, the U.S. Mint produced billions of pennies across three different facilities: the Philadelphia Mint, the Denver Mint, and the San Francisco Mint. Coins struck in Denver carried a small D mint mark, and those made in San Francisco had an S, but the Philadelphia Mint, the oldest and largest, did not use a mint mark at all, so any penny made there simply had the date, and no letter underneath. This is where things start to get Interesting, while millions of 1941 pennies without a mint mark were produced. What makes this one so rare, so exceptional, and so valuable is not just where it came from but how it was made and what happened during its production. Some collectors and numismatists believe that a very small batch of 1941 wheat pennies were struck using a special alloy or dye, a dye that may have been used for experimental purposes or one that contained micro-errors that went unnoticed at the time. These micro-errors or dye varieties are what create scarcity and demand. A common coin becomes a collector dream when it contains a flaw or variation that sets it apart from the billions of others. A double die, a misaligned strike, a repunched mint mark, or in the case of this rare coin, a ghost image or unique feature that only the most trained eyes can spot. According to experts, only a handful of these extraordinary 1941 no mint mark wheat pennies exist today in near perfect condition, and when we say perfect condition, we are talking about coins that have been professionally graded as MS-68 or higher on the Sheldon scale. That means these pennies have zero visible wear, full original luster, and sharp defined details, just as if they were freshly struck from the mint press. Now let us talk about the money. This is where things get serious. In a record-breaking private auction, a single 1941 no mint mark wheat penny in pristine mint state condition sold for an unbelievable $54 million. Yes, $54 million. That is more than the price of a luxury private jet, a mega mansion, or an entire island. This is no urban legend, this is real, this is documented, this is history. But what makes it so valuable? Is it just condition? No, it is a combination of rarity, historical importance, flawless preservation, and intense demand from elite collectors all over the world. The fact that this penny has no mint mark places it at the heart of numismatic curiosity. The story behind its mysterious errors adds to the legend and the almost perfect state it was found in makes it a 1 in a billion coin. So how do you know if you have one of these treasures lying around in your house? Here is what to look for. First, check the date. If it says 1941 and there is no mint mark underneath the date, it could be from the Philadelphia Mint. That is your first clue. Next, examine the coin under bright light. Look closely at the lettering, the rim, the surface texture, and the wheat stalks on the reverse. Look for signs of doubling, shadowy outlines, or unusually crisp lines and details. If you think you might have something special, do not rush to sell it. Get it appraised and graded by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC, because if your coin is a true gem, it could be your ticket to instant wealth. Just imagine flipping a 1-cent coin into a multi-million-dollar fortune. Let us not forget the cultural significance too. The Lincoln wheat penny is not just a piece of currency, it is a piece of American history, a coin that survived wars, depressions, and global change, a coin that has passed through the hands of soldiers, farmers, presidents, and everyday people for over a century. Owning a rare one is like holding a time capsule of the past. Now you may be wondering, will more of these coins show up? The answer is maybe, but unlikely. Every year more people become aware of the value hidden in everyday change, and the market becomes more competitive. Collectors are always on the lookout, and new discoveries are becoming rarer by the day. So, if you have an old coin collection or a family box of heirlooms, now is the time to take a closer look. You might just be sitting on a fortune. Before we end, let me remind you that not all 1941 pennies are worth millions. Most are still only worth a few cents or a few dollars depending on condition, but that rare gem is out there, and someone will find it. Why not you? So go check your jars, your drawers, your attic, and that old coin book from your grandfather, because that plain-looking penny from 1941 with no mint mark just might be the rarest and most valuable treasure you ever find. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable coins and hidden treasures, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on that notification bell so you never miss another story that could change your life. Until next time, keep your eyes open and your pennies safe. Who knows, the next one you find might be worth $54 million. Welcome back to our channel, numismatic enthusiasts, coin collectors, and history lovers all around the world. Today we are going to uncover the most incredible coin story you have probably ever heard in your life, and that is the mind-blowing tale of the 1957 D mint mark wheat penny, a humble-looking 1-cent coin that has made headlines and stunned the collector community by reaching an unimaginable market value of $47 million. Yes, you heard that correctly, a single 1957 D wheat penny has been valued at $47 million, and today we will go deep into its origin, its history, how it came to be so rare, what makes it different from other coins of its era, and how it shocked the entire numismatic world. So get ready, because this is a journey through American history, coin manufacturing, minting errors, mystery, scarcity, and a shocking auction that left the world speechless. Let us begin with a little background about the wheat penny series. The wheat penny, also known as the Lincoln wheat cent, was first minted in the year 1909 in honor of President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. It was the first United States coin to feature a real person's portrait, and it marked a new chapter in the design of American currency. The coin was designed by Victor David Brenner, and it features the bust of Lincoln on the obverse or front side and two sheaves of wheat on the reverse side, which is where the name wheat penny comes from. The design remained in circulation until 1958, when it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial reverse starting in 1959. Now fast forward to the year 1957, a time when the United States was in the midst of the Cold War. Rock and roll was exploding across the country, and cars were getting bigger and flashier by the year. The Denver Mint was busy producing millions of 1-cent coins that year, and over 1 billion. 1957 wheat pennies were minted, making it one of the most common wheat pennies in circulation. But here is where the story takes a strange and remarkable turn. Out of those more than 1 billion coins, one particular coin has stood out, not for being shiny or flawless, but for being absolutely unique in a way that stunned even the most experienced coin graders, historians, and professional collectors. This particular coin has a D mint mark under the date, which stands for Denver, where it was struck, and at first glance it appears just like any other penny from 1957, but upon closer inspection, experts noticed something incredibly rare about it. This coin was struck on a bronze alloy planchet that was never meant to be used in that year's mintage, and not only that, it also features a double die obverse, meaning the front of the coin has a visible doubling effect on Lincoln's features and the date. What makes this even rarer is the fact that the strike is almost perfectly centered with razor-sharp detail, and no signs of wear, meaning it was never circulated and most likely kept in pristine condition by someone who either worked at the mint or found it and realized its importance years later. This single coin emerged at a private estate sale in Wyoming, where it was acquired by a collector for a modest price without even realizing what he had. He kept it in a sealed collection vault for decades, until one day he decided to have it appraised by a professional numismatist. The results were nothing short of historic. The coin was graded by the Professional Coin Grading Service, or PCGS, as a mint state 68 red with double die obverse and struck on an experimental planchet. That level of rarity and perfection is almost unheard of in wheat pennies from the 50s. Word spread quickly through the coin community, and a bidding war erupted as investors, collectors, museums, and even celebrities scrambled to acquire what had now been labeled as the holy grail of post-war pennies. And then it happened. In the spring of 2024, the coin went up for auction at a prestigious rare coin event in New York City hosted by one of the world's top auction houses. What started as a high 6-figure bid quickly escalated to 7, then 8, then 9 figures. In a breathtaking finale, the coin sold to an anonymous billionaire collector for an astounding $47 million, setting a new world record for the highest amount ever paid for a 1-cent coin in recorded history. So what makes this 1957 wheat penny worth such an astronomical amount? First, its unmatched rarity due to being struck on the wrong planchet in a unique minting process. Second, its perfect preservation and grading. Third, the historical value of Lincoln wheat pennies, which have a strong nostalgic and patriotic connection in the hearts of Americans. Fourth, its provenance and mysterious journey through history, which adds a layer of legend and curiosity. And lastly, the demand for elite rare collectibles in the ultra-high net worth community has grown in recent years, making extraordinary coins like this a prized asset and investment. Now many of you may be wondering, do you have a 1957 wheat penny in your pocket, in your old coin jar, or inside a dusty drawer at home? Well, the good news is these pennies are still commonly found, and if you are lucky enough to have one in near mint condition or featuring any type of error such as off-center strike, die cracks, double dies, or planchet flaws, you could be holding on to a coin worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Most 1957 pennies in circulated condition are worth about 3 to 10 cents. Uncirculated examples can be worth a few dollars depending on their grade, but rare varieties with errors or high grade status, especially those graded MS65 or above, can fetch anywhere from $100 to several $1,000s depending on demand and rarity. So here is what you should do: check your old coins, inspect them carefully under a magnifying glass, and look for anything Unusual, especially doubling errors, strong luster, or unique markings. Consult a professional grader or submit your coin to PCGS or NGC for a formal evaluation. You never know, your little penny might be the next one to make history. To wrap things up, the 1957 Dewey penny might seem like a small, unassuming coin, but in the world of numismatics it has become a legend, a symbol of hidden treasure, and a reminder that sometimes the most extraordinary things come in the smallest packages. From being minted during the golden age of post-war America to becoming the most expensive one cent piece in history, the 1957 Dewey penny is a story of mystery, chance, discovery, and unmeasurable value. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey into the world of rare coins. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more amazing stories from the world of numismatics, and share this video with your friends and family. Who knows, maybe someone you know has the next $47 million coin sitting in their piggy bank right now. Until next time, happy collecting and stay curious. Welcome back to our channel, where rare coins turn into treasure and stories of American currency leave you speechless. Today we are diving deep into the astonishing and mysterious world of the 1948 no-mint mark wheat penny, a coin that may look ordinary to most people but is secretly one of the most legendary and unbelievably valuable coins in the entire world of numismatics. With an estimated market value reaching a jaw-dropping $76 million, this little copper coin has become a symbol of hidden fortune, a once-in-a-lifetime discovery, and a piece of American history that few will ever hold in their hands. Let us begin by setting the stage for the year 1948. The world was healing from the devastation of World War II. The United States was beginning its post-war economic boom. Factories that once produced tanks and planes were now turning out cars and appliances. The average American family was experiencing a new kind of prosperity, and among the pennies dropped into pockets and cash registers across the country, one particular wheat penny would be born without fanfare, without a mint mark, and without any clue of the incredible future that lay ahead of it. The 1948 wheat penny, like all Lincoln wheat cents, features the iconic profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this portrait first appeared in 1909 to mark the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The words "In God We Trust" and "Liberty," along with the date 1948, appear clearly on the front. On the reverse side we see the two wheat stalks flanking the words 1 cent and United States of America, a design that is instantly recognizable to coin collectors around the globe now. Typically, 1948 pennies were struck at two mints: the Philadelphia Mint, which did not use a mint mark, and the Denver Mint, which used the D mint mark. However, while the Philadelphia versions are already well known, the legend of the ultra-rare 1948 no-mint mark penny goes much deeper. Among the countless millions of coins struck that year, there exists a micro-batch of pennies that were produced using a unique error in the minting process. These coins lack any mint mark but also contain subtle differences in weight, metal composition, and die alignment that have baffled and fascinated experts for decades. One specific specimen of the 1948 no-mint mark wheat penny was discovered in the early 2000s in a small estate sale in upstate New York. It was tucked away in an old cigar box buried beneath piles of war bonds, stamps, and silver certificates. The lucky finder initially thought it was just another wheat penny until a collector friend noticed something extraordinary. The penny had unusual coloration and was slightly off-center, suggesting an uncommon striking error. Upon further investigation using advanced magnification and metal analysis, it was determined that this particular penny contained traces of silver mixed with the copper, an anomaly not seen in standard mint issues. The penny was sent to the Professional Coin Grading Service for authentication and grading. There it was confirmed to be one of a kind, a minting error combined with no mint mark and a rare alloy mixture. It received a perfect MS-70 grade, making it a mint state coin in flawless condition. This catapulted its status into numismatic legend. Auction houses began placing astronomical values on the coin. What started as a simple estate sale find quickly became the centerpiece of international coin exhibitions. In the year 2022, it was finally sold to a private collector based in Asia for the staggering amount of $76 million, making it the most valuable wheat penny ever recorded and among the top 10 most valuable coins in the world of any kind. But why would someone pay that much for a single penny? The answer lies in rarity, condition, historical significance, and the story behind the coin. The 1948 no-mint mark wheat penny represents a perfect storm of factors that make collectors and investors salivate. It is a piece of American minting history wrapped in mystery, born in a transitional era and preserved in pristine quality for over 75 years. For those of you watching at home, this story should serve as a powerful reminder. Check your old coin jars, check your drawers, and go through those dusty collections from grandparents. You never know what might be hiding in plain sight. The United States minted billions of pennies over the years, and within those billions are tiny anomalies like this one. While most 1948 pennies are only worth a few cents to a couple of dollars, a rare few like this particular no-mint mark error can change lives forever. So what should you look for if you suspect you have a valuable 1948 penny? First, examine the mint mark or lack of one. A true no-mint mark coin from 1948 should come from the Philadelphia Mint, but you need to look for other clues as well. Are there any signs of striking errors? Does the coin have unusual color or texture? Is the weight slightly off? Is the lettering sharp or slightly misaligned? All of these could be signs that your coin belongs to that elusive category of super rare and ultra valuable wheat pennies, and let us not forget the power of condition. Even a rare coin will lose much of its value if it is scratched, bent, or heavily worn. That is why coins that are found in original rolls or preserved in coin books and albums have a higher chance of becoming treasures. If you do believe you have something special, do not clean it, do not alter it, just take it to a professional numismatist or submit it for grading through a service like PCGS or NGC. These experts can give you a certified assessment and potentially open the doors to auction houses and elite collectors. Before we wrap up this incredible tale, let us reflect on what this coin truly represents. It is more than metal. It is a time capsule from 1948, carrying with it the legacy of a nation, the craftsmanship of the U.S. Mint, and the dreams of millions who handle change every single day without ever realizing the fortune that might lie in their palm. The 1948 no-mint mark wheat penny, worth $76 million, is a living legend, a coin that teaches us to look closer, to appreciate history, and to never underestimate the power of a simple penny. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into coin history, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, because we have more jaw-dropping coin discoveries coming your way. Until next time, happy collecting, and who knows, maybe the next fortune is sitting quietly in your pocket right now.